The National Anthem, 广告. Please be seated. 请坐. The President, Professor Tony F. Chan, 参访生高手, will now address the congregation.
Distinguished guests, graduates, parents, friends, and colleagues. Today we celebrate the achievements of bright, enthusiastic young minds at this graduation ceremony. Graduates, we are very, very proud of your success. We are also delighted to confer honorary doctorates on 5 distinguished individuals who serve as eminent role models as to what can be achieved in very different areas and circumstances with determination, drive, and integrity. Indeed, I would like to spend the next few minutes on what you, as HKUST graduates, would take away from the years you have spent here. It should not only be just a degree. What does HKUST stand for? What distinguishes us from other institutions? What principles can guide you in the future as graduates of this great and youthfully vibrant institution? We may each have our own ideas on this, but we also have a collective HKUST community vision, clearly articulated in our core values. The crystallization of these values emerged following wide-ranging consultation, which began about a year ago and involved all members of the university, faculty, students, staff, alumni, and also court and council members. Rewardingly, consensus was readily found on the intrinsic spirit and aspirations embedded at the heart of HKUST as a university, and I hope all HKUST family members. Such values will make you, as a HKUST graduate, distinctive at work, as a leader, and also as a thoughtful and responsible citizen in whichever part of the world you choose to put down roots. The first set of core values is, quote, excellence, integrity, and academic freedom, unquote. This expresses our commitment to excellence in everything we do, while placing utmost importance on the freedom to conduct academic activities, subject to the highest standards of academic honesty. The second set of values is, quote, global vision and local commitment, unquote. That is, to be a global leader in education and research, but also in providing global perspectives and experiences for our students, while upholding our responsibility to the local community. Now, the third set of values is something that I've often heard others say about us, and that is a can-do spirit. That is cherishing and embodying the spirit of risk-taking, willingness to overcome challenges, innovativeness, creativeness, and above all, confidence in what we want to do. When faced with a new idea or initiative, we don't look for ways it cannot be done or recollect past failures. Instead, we ask whether it is worth doing and how to utilize prior experience to better undertake the task. The fourth set of value is, quote, inclusiveness, diversity, and respect, unquote. That is valuing and respecting the differences of individuals in ideas, in culture, gender, ethnicity, nationality, religion, social background, and striving to embrace these diverse factors to foster an inclusive and caring environment to make us all better as individuals. In today's increasingly globalized world, with its huge social, economic, and environmental challenges, it is even more imperative to embrace diversity and be open to combining the collective insights of others to find better solutions to problems. The final value we have set down for ourselves is certainly unique to us. We at HKUST call this, appropriately, the One HKUST spirit. That means the entire HKUST family working together as an integrated and holistic team with a view to make the whole of the university's mission bigger than the sum of its parts. It means students, faculty, staff, and alumni have their different roles, but are also all part of the HKUST community. It also means different schools have their own domains and strengths, but they should work together across disciplinary boundaries in both education and research. 100 years ago, the president of Harvard University predicted that it would take 200 years to create a world-class research university. This year marks HKUST's 25th anniversary. But I would say that we have already made quite a name for ourselves. Our achievements as a research university are now studied by our peers around the world. Let us, in the next 25 years, make an equally powerful contribution through our distinctive HKUST values. Our alumni have already launched us on our way with flying colors. Now, graduates, as you step out beyond our campus, it is your turn to make a difference and continue to build critical mass, not only in what you achieve, but also how you achieve it. Keep the core values of HKUST in your heart. Be confident of your own capabilities and tackle the challenges you face head on. In so doing, you will change tomorrow's world for the better. And you will also make us at HKUST very, very proud. Thank you very much.
The candidates for the honorary degrees will now be presented. The citations will be read by the university orators, Professor King Lau Chow, Mr. Mike Hudson, Professor Michael Loy, Professor Jitendra Singh, and Dr. Eden Woon. The candidates will be escorted by the Executive Vice President and Provost, Professor Wei Shi, to the chairman. Will the President please present the candidates?
Mr. Hans Michael Jepsen.
Mr. Hans Michael Jepsen and his forefathers are among the city's finest examples of Hong Kong's long-term success stories. A fourth-generation model of the 120-year-old business group that bears his Danish family name, Mr. Jepsen is a remarkable representative of Hong Kong's uncanny ability to foster those with the enterprising vision to succeed amid changing times. He, in turn, shows next generation entrepreneurs how to blend business acumen and beneficence without fanfare into the betterment of all. Mr. Jepson moved from Europe to Hong Kong in 1981, joining Jepson and Company Limited while still in his mid-20s. He became chairman in 2000, the year 2000. Young but far-sighted and equipped with East-West vision, Mr. Jepson took on board the challenges and huge opportunities of the 1980s and 1990s to evolve the family business from its shipping and trading roots into a marketing and distribution multinational giant with a strong presence in the mainland. Leveraging long-established partnerships with brand names from Porsche to Pentax, the group embraced and advanced the consumer boom powered by Asia's rising middle class. Equally significant, it fueled regional economic development through the supply of essential equipment stretching from automobile parts to food machinery. The Jepson Group now encompasses the world. Mr. Jepson has worked hard to guard the sense of family and the values of trust, responsibility, commitment instilled by its 19th century founders. The entrepreneurial spirit should not be solely applied to one's own business in Mr. Jepson's view. It involves sustainability of the community as a whole through exercising vision, a generous heart, and sense of responsibility to others. This is a goal he has diligently worked towards across different sectors as a member of the Hong Kong European Union Business Cooperation Committee of the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, trustee of the Worldwide Fund for Nature Hong Kong, and chairman of Asian Cultural Council Hong Kong, among others. In 1995, he set up the Jepson Educational Foundation and established a scholarship program at HKUST. This year marks the 20th anniversary of this program. He is currently a court member of HKUST and a member of the School of Business and Management's Advisory Council. And he has also served as a council member and chairman of the Institutional Advancement and Outreach Committee. Donations and sponsorship have also supported 2 prestigious named professorships and forums. Mr. Jepson's endeavor, humanity, and respect for different cultures have been recognized in Hong Kong and beyond. Among his many awards, he is a holder of the Bronze Bohemia Star from the Hong Kong SAR government and a Knight of First Class of Order of the Dannebrog. He was awarded the Cross of the Order of Merit by the Federal Republic of Germany in 2008 and the title of Hofjägermeister from the Queen of Denmark in 2011. Mr. Jepson is also an honorary citizen and municipal economic advisor and committee member of the China People's Political Consultative Committee of Jilin City. We're delighted that today HKUST can recognize this quiet, high achiever who has bridged the centuries, East and West in economic change to show that cutting-edge entrepreneurs not only create, but also conserve.
Mr. Chairman, I present Mr. Hans Michael Jepson for admission to the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, Honoris Causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, Honoris Causa. Congratulations.
Professor Sir John Pendry.
In Professor Sir John Pendry's groundbreaking studies, he has made a specialty of venturing into the previously impossible. From these intellectual travels, the Chair Professor of Solid-State Physics at Imperial College, London, brings back radical new ways of viewing the world, or not viewing it in some cases. Relishing the challenge of spotting the anomaly that escaped the attention of the rest of us, he hurtles forward at a pace as fast as the light he studies, setting forth the ideas which hurdle the frontiers of currently accepted knowledge. It took him just a morning to arrive at one of his most breathtaking proposals, a perfect lens, unrestricted by the diffraction limit and capable of sub-wavelength imaging. Everyone else believed it unattainable. Sir John showed otherwise in a brief but seminal paper published in 2000. Okay, only 4 pages. Here it is. Indeed, during his 50-plus years at the forefront of physics, Sir John has dared to go where few have gone before in physics in a remarkably wide spectrum of ways. That he believes in altering his research focus every 10 years or so has helped. Such an approach has taken him from developing the first computational techniques for low-energy electron diffraction to the design of novel metamaterials. Excitingly, such materials provide access to properties not found in nature, opening up brave new realms that have never been scientifically explored before. What makes Sir John's ideas doubly exhilarating is that he not only produces a concept, he also works closely with experimental physicists to put his work into practice. Sir John has transformed the world of physics. In addition, he has refired the public's imagination about the significance of field with the cloak of invisibility, ironically providing a valuable spotlight for physics' key role in development. Sir John took a bachelor's degree in physics and master's and PhD in solid-state theory at Cambridge in the late 1960s. Following research positions at Cambridge, Bell Labs in the US, and Daresbury Laboratory in the UK, Sir John then joined Imperial College in London in 1981, where he remains to this day. From his very first paper on the analytic properties of pseudopotentials in 1968, he signaled the arrival of a truly original mind. It is a mind that has been generously shared over the years through collaborations, research, teaching, and lectures given in his customary unceremoniously style around the world. When invited to become an IAS visiting professor at HKUST, he accepted immediately, enabling our academics, researchers in Hong Kong to benefit more closely from his brilliance and wisdom since 2011. Sir John's tremendous contribution has been recognized by a long-running list of prestigious awards and honors, including Fellowship of the Royal Society since 1984, a knighthood in 2004, the Isaac Newton Medal and Julius Springer Prize for Applied Physics in 2013, Kavli Prize in Nanoscience co-recipient in 2014, and the 2015 Prize for fundamental aspects of quantum electronics and optics from the European Physical Society. He is also a foreign associate of the US National Academy of Sciences. In 2008, the year of his 65th birthday, a 2-day international Pendry Fest was held at Imperial College to honor his achievement. The same year, a whole issue of the Journal of Physics, Condensed Matter, was dedicated to him, with articles by former students, colleagues, and friends. At HKUST today, we are delighted to celebrate Sir John's genius, a beacon that lights the world on its way in trying to solve the grand challenges by showing the seemingly impossible is not, in fact, beyond us.
Mr. Chairman, I present Professor Sir John Pendry for admission to the degree of Doctor of Science, Honoris Causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science, Honoris Causa.
Dr. Raghuram G. Rajan.
We all now know the sobering consequences of the subprime mortgage crisis that rolled across financial institutions in the United States and across the world from late 2007. One among the very few to sound an early warning was Dr. Raghuram Rajan in 2005, then the first non-Western chief economist of the International Monetary Fund, and since 2013, the governor of the Reserve Bank of India. It is no easy task to take on the financial establishment anywhere, let alone during a gathering celebrating the achievements of outgoing US Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan. Yet, when research for his presentation showed the dangers of recent banking innovations, Dr. Rajan, a star MBA graduate from the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad in India, and PhD alum of MIT's Sloan School of Management, did not hesitate to voice his concerns. An insider and an outsider in both the developed and developing worlds, Dr. Rajan has made unorthodox thinking and a willingness to brave the consequences his hallmark. At the same time, he has remained a well-liked and respected team player and leader who contributes his brilliance while allowing others to shine. Born in Bhopal, India, Dr. Rajan spent his early childhood overseas with his diplomat family. On his return to India, he brought with him the knowledge of alternative systems and perspectives, and soon proved an exceptional high achiever. In the hugely competitive Indian education arena, he not only attended one of the prestigious Indian Institutes of Technology as an undergraduate, acceptance rate less than 2%, he received the Director's Gold Medal for Best All-Rounder. Dr. Rajan's careful thinking and clarity of insight on the economic meta-picture, financial micro-details, and how they impact each other have influenced a generation of researchers, including my colleagues at the HKUST School of Business. His essays in banking, PhD thesis was an early indication of his potential for disruption of traditional financial economic perspectives, with a careful dissection of the darker side of bank-firm relationships, deregulation, securitization, the role of finance in economic growth, and cross-country development have all since come under his scrutiny as a faculty member of the University of Chicago Booth School of Business, where he is currently on leave from his position as Eric J. Gleacher Distinguished Service Professor of Finance. In 2003, Dr. Rajan's influential book, Saving Capitalism from the Capitalists, written with Luigi Zingales, drew him beyond the world of academic journals into a more public spotlight. The same year, he won the inaugural Fisher Black Prize, an honor awarded to a person under 40 who has contributed the most to the theory and practice of finance. A second book, the award-winning Fault Lines, How Hidden Fractures Still Threaten the World Economy, written in 2010, proved equally significant. A believer in free markets, while still seeing governments and regulators as having a public interest role to play, he has labeled himself a pragmatist. He has also shown himself brave enough to put such pragmatism into practice, first at the IMF and now in his role at the Reserve Bank of India, with its huge concomitant responsibilities for the lives of 1.2 billion people. As governor, Dr. Rajan is directly involved in steering real-time change, including steadying the Indian financial system, tackling inflation, and improving the country's long-term economic prospects. He's also continuing to speak out internationally, leveraging his huge standing to draw the attention of developed country monetary decision makers to the need to expand their impact horizons from the local to the global in today's interconnected world. He's a member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and the elite Group of 30. He was the president of the American Finance Association in 2011 and named Governor of the Year in the Central Banking Awards earlier this year. Recently, he was elected the first Indian vice chairman of the Bank for International Settlements, and he was the first Indian ever taking up this role in an important setting in the global banking sector. One might ask, what impels Dr. Rajan? As his tennis and squash opponents have seen so often, there is an inner resolve that enables him to overcome challenging circumstances and to venture where others might hesitate to go. But there is more: the determination to stand up for what you believe despite the criticisms that will inevitably result. He has made this a feature of all his public speeches. Crucially, he has also shown in his own life what can be achieved through exercising such courage. Mr. Council Chairman, on behalf of the Council of HKUST, I have the high honor of presenting to you Dr. Raghuram G. Rajan, Governor of the Reserve Bank of India, for the award of Doctor of Business Administration honoris causa.
Mr. Chairman, I present Dr. Raghuram G. Rajan for admission to the degree of Doctor of Business Administration's honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Business Administration honoris causa.
Mr. James E. Thompson.
Take an aeronautical engineering graduate from San Jose State University in the United States. Add $1,000 US in personal savings and a tiny cubicle in Yokohama, Japan in 1965. What do you think will result? Few would imagine it could be this. Revenue of $798 million US, a presence in over 265 locations in almost 60 countries, 5,200 staff, and a driving seat role as chairman and CEO of the world's largest privately owned international relocation business. Yet this is exactly the start from which Mr. James E. Thompson, founder of the Crown Worldwide Group, built his hugely successful global company that today serves as a flagship enterprise for Hong Kong Inc. and a model for empathetic entrepreneurship worldwide. In Mr. Thompson's case, real life revealed an uncanny ability to capture today the markets of tomorrow. After university, he based himself in Yokohama. He gained experience in the removals sector for 18 months and then set up on his own just as Japan and the tiger economies were about to start roaring. As Mr. Thompson got his business on the road, he lived frugally and diligently reinvested in his company. He set high standards as well as sales targets. He also accepted early the need to delegate, to allow others to do what they did best, and gained the time to look ahead himself. As more multinationals set up country offices in Asia, Mr. Thompson was the man with a plan already in place to transport their executives' prized possessions there and back. In 1978, he moved his headquarters to Hong Kong and, drawing on the city's drive and entrepreneurial outlook, began to expand into related areas. As the age of information loomed, relocations and logistics were joined by document and records management. Wine storage and fine art logistics followed, brought into the fold as aspirational lifestyles burgeoned. What was achieved was only part of the Crown's success story. How it was achieved was just as essential to Mr. Thompson. Excellence in service and operations in turn brought referrals and reputation, creating a virtuous circle of prosperity. Internally, a people-orientated corporate culture enabled potential to flourish and fostered appreciation and respect for others. In 2014, Mr. Thompson received the DHL SCMP Hong Kong Business Awards Lifetime Achievement Award, an honor given to just 5 people in the past 25 years. Inspired throughout his life by his parents' hard work, integrity, and generosity towards others, even though they were not wealthy themselves, Mr. Thompson has always willingly contributed time and energy to the wider business sector and the community as a whole. He has served on numerous Hong Kong Trade Development Council trade missions, the Hong Kong-Japan Business Cooperation Committee as Deputy Chairman of the Hong Kong Management Association, and a 2-term chairman of the American Chamber of Commerce in Hong Kong, amongst other activities. He's been a stalwart friend of HKUST, contributing as a member of the Business School Advisory Council, supporting the establishment of the Thompson Center for Business Case Studies, and sharing his experience with students. Many charities, especially those with a focus on cancer, education, art, and children, have also benefited from his public service and support. In 2003, Mr. Thompson was awarded a Gold Bohemia Star by the Hong Kong SAR government. We can now be inspired by Mr. Thompson's own example. The future beckons if you strive hard, remain open to opportunity, go for platinum standards, and nurture a giving spirit. You never know the amazing heights you might achieve.
Mr. Chairman, I present Mr. James E. Thompson for admission to the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, Honoris Causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, Honoris Causa. Congratulations again.
Professor Choi lapt.
The burgeoning world of genomics that has flourished since the successful completion of the 13-year, $3 billion Human Genome Project in 2003 offers hope for millions. Cancer sufferers can now get an early diagnosis and thus appropriate treatments. Doctors can prescribe the most effective drugs for each patient, and individuals can, through fast DNA analysis, identify gene mutations and disorders. For this bold and rapidly advancing area of medical discovery, we today celebrate the catalytic scientific contribution of Professor Lapt Choi, a well-renowned molecular biologist and former Vice-Chancellor and President of the University of Hong Kong. Professor Choi was born in Shanghai, raised in Hong Kong. He is an alumnus of the Chinese University of Hong Kong and PhD graduate of the University of Pittsburgh in the United States. From 2000 to 2002, he served as the president of the Human Genome Organization, the international group of scientists involved in the global genome endeavor. But 15 years earlier, he and his colleagues at the Hospital of Sick Children in Toronto, Canada, started to pioneer the way forward through insight, experimental genius, advanced technologies, and most of all, his persistence towards hunting down the culprit which is responsible for cystic fibrosis. In 1985, Professor Choi and his team found the first DNA physical marker linked to cystic fibrosis, a common and deadly inherited disease affecting 1 in every 2,500 to 3,500 births in Caucasian populations. In 1989, he and his collaborators discovered the defective genes on chromosome 7 causing cystic fibrosis. To do so, he exemplified the use of positional cloning strategy, opening up an effective approach to zoom in any gene associated with other disorders. From this huge breakthrough and the intensive labor and time it required, came the call in the United States to launch the Human Genome Project to speed up similar findings. Professor Choi also made notable contribution to the mapping and identification of other diseases on chromosome 7. Professor Choi's initial move into this field was serendipitous, started with his solid training in bacteriophage work. The outcome, however, is extremely fortunate for the rest of us. He loved both nature and drawing, a combination that saw him do exceptionally well in his university entrance examination in biology. While studies involving rote learning and memorization had always been a challenge, he proved a natural at newer realms such as molecular biology and genetics, with his emphasis on reasoning, deduction, observation, representing the hardcore of biology. Contribution as well as curiosity drove Professor Choi onward. Coming from a modest background, he had to earn and learn during his college years. Yet, he still found time to volunteer. He did not do so to score additional credit or with the thought of future reward, but simply because it's simply the right thing to do. Throughout his career, assisting people in need, openness through publication and knowledge sharing, and public service has been the phenotype he displayed, and such trait must be encoded in his DNA.
While based in Canada, at both the Hospital for Sick Children and the University of Toronto, Professor Choi remained attached to Hong Kong. He provided his expertise advice to the Research Grant Council for many years, including chairing the Biology and Medicine subject panel. In 2002, he returned more permanently to the head of the University of Hong Kong. Over his 12 years vice-chancellorship, he was a staunch advocate for academic freedom and transparency. He also revamped older institution system, introducing the university's first strategic plan, spurred local community support, championed fundraising for higher education, and encouraged the university's major research contribution during the SARS period in 2003. To Professor Choi, successful leadership is in fact all about teamwork, the building and supporting of a highly capable and cohesive group of people in pursuit of shared goals. The diverse and profound achievement inspired by his approach are clear from his long list of recognitions. These encompasses over 70 prestigious awards and a host of professional honor, including the Gold Pioneer Star from the Hong Kong SAR government in 2011, induction into the Canadian Medical Hall of Fame in 2012, and fellowship of the Royal Society of Canada, Royal Society of London, and Academia Sinica. Today, he guides Hong Kong's forward momentum and future generation as the director of the Hong Kong Science and Technology Parks Corporation, president of the Victor and William Fong Foundation, and through his own remarkable role model as a person who has continued to be unassuming and willing to give after so dramatically advancing our world.
Mr. Chairman, I present Professor Choi lapt for admission to the degree of Doctor of Science, Honoris Causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science, Honoris Causa.
Dr. Raghuram Rajan will now deliver the commencement speech.
Good afternoon. Chairman of the Council, President of the University, distinguished guests, respected faculty, families of the students, and dear students. First, congratulations to the graduating class, and of course to their professors and their proud parents, siblings, and friends. If you're typical, you're happy to be leaving university and embarking on a new journey. Sad to be leaving familiar settings behind and worried about whether you'll measure up to the challenges of where you're going for work or higher education. You're also concerned about whether you've taken or will take the right next step. Now, take it from me, this is all perfectly normal. Given that you're from a university with such high standards as HKUST, the answer to the question of whether you'll measure up is almost surely yes. As to whether you've taken the right next step, the answer is less comforting. You will never know. At any rate, there's no point agonizing about it. Now, universities invite people like me to give convocation addresses because they think we may say something wise. We convocation speakers then proceed to offer grand life lessons from our experience. Of course, the reality is that the environment in which you will live your life, your strengths and your weaknesses, your friends and your detractors, and above all, the ebbs and flows of fortune will all be different for you. So when the typical convocation speaker gives a long-winded, self-congratulatory speech, essentially saying, "Be like me," listeners would be well advised to take that with truckloads of salt. Of course, many of you do precisely that. I do realize that the President may feel cheated if I leave the podium without giving you any advice. After all, that's what convocation speakers are recruited to do. So I'm going to do two things here today. First, I'll talk about an interesting question in economics, something I know a little more about than career counseling. And I will end with some advice based on my experience, again, having warned you about its worth and the need to accompany it with a saline diet. I embark on this talk comforted by the knowledge that the bar is really low. If you even remember a word I say a few years from now, I'll have surpassed the average convocation speaker. Most people don't remember who spoke at their convocation, let alone what they said. So with that as introduction, let me start with the economic point. In a very interesting recent book, Harvard philosopher Michael Sandel points to the range of things that money can buy in modern society and tries to stoke our sense of outrage at the growing dominance of the market. Now, he worries not just about the corrupting nature of some exchanges as they're monetized, but also asks questions about their effectiveness. For instance, do children really develop a love of reading if they're bribed to read books? He's also concerned about unequal access to money, which makes trades using money inherently unfair. More generally, Sandel fears that the expansion of anonymous monetary exchange breaks down social cohesion and argues for reducing money and the market's role in society. Now, Professor Sandel's concerns are not entirely new, but his examples are worth reflecting on. For instance, some companies pay the unemployed to stand in line for free public tickets to congressional hearings in the US. Congressional hearings are where the congressmen get together and talk about some important issue of the day. And for lobbyists and corporate lawyers who have a business interest in the hearing, they want to attend, but they're too busy to stand in line. So are they reasonable in getting somebody that they pay to stand in line for them? Professor Sandel thinks no. So his point is public hearings are an important element of participatory democracy. All citizens should have equal access. So selling access seems a perversion of democratic principles. Now think about it. The fundamental problem here is scarcity. We can't accommodate everyone in the room who might have interest in a particular important hearing. So we have to sell entry. The only question is, do we sell entry by allowing people to use their time to stand in line? Or do we allow them to bid for their seats with money by persuading somebody else to stand in line? Either way, you're selling entry, in one case for time, in the other case for money. Forcing people to stand in line seems fairer because all citizens seemingly start with equal endowments of time. We all start with 24 hours in the day, which we can allocate as we choose. But think about it for a minute. Is a single mother with a high-pressure job and 3 young children as equally endowed with spare time as a student on a summer vacation? And is society better off if she, the chief legal counsel in a large corporation, spends much of her time standing in line for hearings? So whether it's better to sell entry tickets for time or for money, thus depends on what we hope to achieve. If we want to increase society's productive efficiency, people's willingness to pay with money is a reasonable indicator of how much they will gain if they have access to the hearings. Auctioning seats for money then makes sense. The lawyer contributes more to society by preparing briefs and arguing them than standing in line for tickets. On the other hand, if it's important that young, impressionable citizens see how the democracy works, if it's important that we build social solidarity by making corporate executives stand in line with jobless teenagers, perhaps we should force people to bid with their time by standing in line and make entry tickets non-transferable. And if we think that both objectives should play some role, perhaps we should turn a blind eye to some operators hiring those with spare time to stay in line in lieu of busy lawyers, so long as they don't corner all the seats. In other words, Professor Sandel, perhaps you can be a little more relaxed about this issue. What about the sale of human organs, another example that he worries about? Something seems absolutely wrong when a lung or a kidney is sold for money. However, we celebrate the kindness of a stranger who donates a kidney to a young child. So clearly, it's not the transfer of the organ that outrages us. We don't think the donor is misinformed about the value of their kidney or is being fooled into parting with it. Instead, it doesn't seem that it's the person who's selling is misinformed. We also don't worry about their scruples. After all, they're parting with something which is really very important to them, and they're doing so irreversibly. They're doing it for a price that few of us would care to part with our organs for. So what really is our source of discomfort with somebody selling organs? I think part of it has to do with the circumstances in which the transaction takes place. We ask ourselves, what kind of society do we live in if people have to sell their organs to survive? But while a ban on organ sales may make us feel better, does it really make society better off? The answer is possibly yes, if it makes society work harder to make sure people are never driven to the circumstances that would make them contemplate a sale. But the answer is possibly no, if it allows society to turn its back on the underlying problem, either moving the trade underground or forcing people in such circumstances to worse remedies. But I think this most important concern that we have is what we perceive as an unequal exchange. The seller here, when she sells a part of her body, is giving up a very important organ in an irreversible transaction. The buyer is only giving up money, perhaps earned in a lucky stock trade or through an overpaid job. If that money, however, was earned by selling a portion of a lung or by painful savings accumulated after years of backbreaking work, we might consider the exchange more equal. However, the central virtue of money in modern society is precisely its anonymity. We need to know nothing about the dollar we get to be able to use it. But because money's anonymity obscures its provenance, it may be less socially acceptable as a medium of payment for certain kinds of objects, which is why Professor Sandel frowns upon this transaction. Professor Sandel makes us think, but he seems to move too quickly to prescribe banning monetary transactions, when his real concern is perhaps with the unfair distribution of money. What he also seems to ignore are the virtues of anonymity, because in a free market, all it takes to buy what you want is money. You don't need a pedigree, you don't need a great family history, you don't need the right table manners or the right fashionable clothing or looks. It's precisely because money has no odor that it is the great equalizer, that so many people across history have been able to acquire resources and invested them to make the world we live in better. So rather than prohibiting the use of money and wealth, let us think about how we can make society's tolerance of it larger and better. So what do you want to take away from all this? First, of course, you want to argue with everything I've said, including my interpretation of Sandal, for only with questioning comes clarity. But second, if you believe my interpretation, there's a very strong link between society's support for free markets and the fairness with which wealth and opportunity is distributed amongst the population. Unfortunately today, even while inequality between countries is diminishing, inequality of wealth and opportunity within countries is increasing. Today, even in well-run market economies, the few who already have plenty seem to be favored relative to those who don't. You graduates at HKUST are among the privileged who have had a great education and can compete fully well in the marketplace. Unfortunately, this is not true for everyone. Access to the capabilities the market requires is not open to all, even in developed societies. Therefore, even if the job market is largely open and unbiased, its outcomes are not seen as fair. No wonder the public across the rich world is growing increasingly concerned about markets and turning to populists who promise easy solutions. So what can we do to restore faith in markets? Across the world, we have to work to provide effective access to schooling and healthcare for all, so that they have a chance of participating fully in markets. Job markets have to be non-discriminating. We have to give everyone equal opportunities for further advancement, regardless of gender, race, or background. If we can do this, I think we will increase the perceived legitimacy of wealth and increase society's tolerance of the areas where it can be spent. Finally, as you embark on careers that are likely to be successful, you should earn wealth by creating perceptible value. And equally, when you spend your hard-earned money, spend to create value. Not only will your work be more meaningful, but you will strengthen the economic freedoms that we sometimes take for granted. I have sneaked in some advice even while talking economics. But here is my promised career advice. Most of us are ambitious and have career goals in mind. We think we'll be happy if we are successful, become CEO of a major multinational corporation, win the Nobel Prize, become a mega movie star, and so on. And to achieve these goals, we sometimes take jobs we dislike, for we think the pain will be worth the eventual gain. I think when we reason like this, we have causality backwards. You're rarely happy simply because you're successful, but you're much more likely to be successful if you're happy doing work you enjoy. Indeed, there are careful studies suggesting this. So when you choose what to do, don't focus on the end point. Instead, focus on whether you like the work itself. Not only will you be more likely to reach your eventual goal, but even if you don't arrive at that end point, you'll have had a joyful time. Advice over. Congratulations to all of you, and I hope you enjoy a well-deserved break before you plunge back into work. Thank you.
The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Interdisciplinary Programs will now be presented by Professor King Lao Chow, Director of Interdisciplinary Programs Office.
Mr. Chairman, I have the honor to present candidates for the degree of the Bachelor of Science in Interdisciplinary Programs.
Risk Management and Business Intelligence, Wan Wei-yang, First Class Honors, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Environmental Management and Technology, 陳子健、陳裕琪、鄭超雷、鄭浩然 First Class Honours， 鄭怡琪、鄭婉彤、張海晴、張偉俊、霍曉玲、郭文峰、李銘俊、李永山、梁敏峰、莊香楠 First Class Honours， 布康敏、冼可欣、戴希如、譚思齊、杜顯榮 First Class Honours， 湯石宇、黃孝 First Class Honours， 黃澤文、黃秋文、黃海怡、黃傲晶、楊雅婷、莊屋若、
Risk Management and Business Intelligence 歐雅文、陳仲賢 First Class Honours， 陳建聰、陳凌峰、陳少忠 First Class Honours， 陳子峰、陳東榮 First Class Honours， 周家偉、張卓榮、陳浩祥、陳錦培、蔡慧敏、周國峰 First Class Honours， 重立、何振豪、龔耀傑、郭浩然、鄺榮敏、賴仲傑 賴仲榮、劉正賢、劉家良、劉樂之、李文樂 First Class Honours。李銘陽、盧家頌、麥海橋、莫志培 First Class Honours。吳啟仲、吳天偉、吳若琪、岑子欣、蕭毅朗、蘇偉忠 First Class Honours。謝子聰、黃卓芬、沙東宇、楊家頌 First Class Honours。
Mr. Chairman, I request that you admit to the degree of Bachelor of Science those candidates here present and to admit in absentia those other candidates eligible for admission.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit these candidates to the degree of Bachelor of Science.
The candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Engineering in the School of Engineering will now be presented by Professor Choi, Acting Dean of Engineering.
Mr. Chairman, I have the honor to present candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the School of Engineering.
Computer Science and Mathematics, Yi Bairen.
Mr. Chairman, I request you that you admit to the degree of Bachelor of Science those candidates here present, and to admit in absentia those other candidates eligible for admission.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit these candidates to the degree of Bachelor of Science.
Mr. Chairman, I have the honor to present candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in the School of Engineering.
Chemical and Bioproduct Engineering, dual degree program in Technology and Management. Go Duck San, First Class Honours, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Computer Engineering, dual degree program in Technology and Management. Ho Si Long, First Class Honours, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Computer Science, dual degree program in Technology and Management. Wang Guok Siu, First Class Honours, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Logistics Management and Engineering, dual degree program in Technology and Management. Lam Zhen Yat, First Class Honours, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Chemical and Bioproduct Engineering, Lau Puyan, First Class Honours, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Computer Engineering, Zhou Yuqian, First Class Honours, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Computer Science, Choi Wei-zhong, First Class Honors, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Gale Li-sheng, First Class Honors, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Congratulations. Lei Han Lam, First Class Honors, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Computer Science, Information Engineering, Zhu Ginfeng, First Class Honors, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Logistics Management and Engineering, Liu Yifang, First Class Honors, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Mechanical Engineering, Nei Miao Han, First Class Honors, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Lok Wing-ho, First Class Honors, winner of the Academic Achievement Medal. Chemical Engineering, Dual Degree Program, Technology and Management, Zhe Wei-yu, First Class Honors. Yang Fu-shou, Zhou Zhou, First Class Honors. Chemical and Bioproduct Engineering, Dual Degree Program in Technology and Management, Ao Ga-man. Zhang Junqiu, Lei Hongyan, First Class Honors. Wang Hiu Lam, Civil and Structural Engineering, Dual Degree Program in Technology and Management, Chen Yut Lam. Guok Hoi Ling, Lou Lok, First Class Honors. Sun Lei, First Class Honors. Wu Yufei, First Class Honors. Chang Bo Hong, First Class Honors. Computer Engineering, Dual Degree Program in Technology Management. Pang Chek Lam. Rickerford Beatrice, First Class Honors. Computer Science, Dual Degree Program in Technology and Management, Chen Kei Hong, First Class Honors. Zhang Houfei, First Class Honors. Zhang Wei Lam, First Class Honors. Ng Yi Ting. Wang Meihua, First Class Honors. Yong Ga-zhek, First Class Honors. Electronic Engineering, Dual Degree Program in Technology and Management, Chen Kang-liang, First Class Honors. Tam Ga-long, First Class Honors. Industrial Engineering and Engineering Management, Dual Degree Program in Technology and Management, Parag Prakash Bom. Dang Hei Tong. Logistics Management and Engineering, Dual Degree Program in Technology and Management, Ng Mei Yi. Mechanical Engineering, Dual Degree Program in Technology and Management, He Junkui, First Class Honors. Chemical Engineering, Baek Woo Jin. Datta Dipanita. Yip Seng Jun. Lai Nga Ying. Lam Ngai Ho. 羅欣怡 Lee Su Lim, First Class Honors. Meng Meng, First Class Honors. Kenro Nagari. Ng Yat Fong. 彭旭培 譚曉晴 鄧紀輝 徐裕昌 黃玉麟 黃志華 黃敏儀 First Class Honors. 黃子卓 黃玉豪 Gale Kit Ping, First Class Honors. Chemical and Environmental Engineering, First Class, Basin Aditi, First Class Honors. 陳思思 陳偉亮 First Class Honors. 周善樂 張子晴 曹永彤 蔡浩南 傅振豪 彭卓輝 何俊威 郭天怡 林建恒 李國雄 梁浩維 李澤良 First Class Honors. 李俊顯 李奇峰 First Class Honors. 李凱琪 廖國良 陸朗廷 吳奕煌 潘志謙 蘇海明 施瑞林 鄧景欣 First Class Honors. 謝光照 楊思漢 余俊亨 First Class Honors. Chemical and Bioproduct Engineering, Aquino Paulo 陳光陽 Chandra Franciscus Leo 周嘉怡 周君偉 鐘宣宏 劉兆俊 李婉婷 伍思婷 Portia Gloria 田延俊 徐日朗 張家貝 First Class Honors. Civil and Structural Engineering, Atam Al-Sunni. Adiantio Giovannius, First Class Honors. 陳俊傑、陳家豪、陳傑、陳桂峰、陳君圖、陳文健、陳展峰、陳淑賢、周濟文 First Class Honors。周偉儀 First Class Honors。籌裕聰、鄭碧琪、張慈賢、張浩輝、趙俊豪、趙思慧 First Class Honors。曹永軒 First Class Honors。蔡文輝、方永熙 First Class Honors。馮宏達、夏思韻、何偉俊、黃宇全 First Class Honors。許怡、霍路賢 First Class Honors。葉仲文 First Class Honors。Kim Jong-sun First Class Honors。江中浩、江偉欽、古浩文、龔德賢、郭浩禮、鄺嘉怡、鄺文慧、黎家豪、林家俊、林宏達、劉卓桓、劉建樂、羅祖耀、羅仲元、李純熙、李樂儀、梁家恒、梁卓新、梁志剛、梁俊廷、梁旭朗、李澤謙、李俊傑、李鴻鈞、李如達、梁樹傑、聶永文、廖淑敏 First Class Honors。羅卓謙、 羅敏彤、盧柏峰、盧子峰、盧永健 First Class Honours、呂志南、雷浩然、馬裕堯、馬子傑、麥仲希、文家豪、莫志晴、伍卓謙、吳嘉熙、伍國軒、吳成軒、柯銘強、潘傑勇、潘永軒、潘浩然 First Class Honours、佘志良、盛傑文、冼詠詩、蕭文志 First Class Honours、蘇培新 First Class Honours、蘇新格、蘇玉燕、譚少雄、譚偉倫、譚慧心、鄧展華、鄧朗希、湯志忠、湯浩軒、曾志睿、曾偉浩、徐少良、尹家偉、温俊華、王雪瑩 First Class Honours、黃仲坤 First Class Honours、黃康勤、黃家喬、黃成發、黃偉忠 First Class Honours、伍俊峰、殷本謙 First Class Honours、邱清雲、梁啟燕、楊建華、楊偉才、楊延漢、葉向榮、葉家俊 First Class Honours、 姚國富、余豐熙 First Class Honours、余公鵬、余偉傑、袁文希、翁德勤 First Class Honours、翁慧雅、Civil and Environmental Engineering 歐子瑩、梁少恒、楊江燕、
Computer Engineering, Abida Yunayan, 歐陽嘉恒、陳志義、陳健朗、陳子健、陳賢博、張漢南 First Class Honours， 張家豪、張家敬、趙文山、周君懷、朱少南、趙卓文、朱心凌、馮冠儀、馮佩瑤、何廷湛、洪長健、孔繁聰、洪子英、葉俊文、紀林浩、江麗欣、郭志峰、郭鴻希、鄺卓賢、黎子瑜、林志恩、林俊鵬、林曉彤、林建熙、 林坤明、林佩如、林崇輝、林子豪、劉瑞婷、劉永俊、劉永熙 First Class Honours， 羅根平、梁浩堯、梁文樂、梁韻詩、李浩慈、黎樂謙、廖燕陽、盧錦滔、盧子平、盧永欣、柳洪恩、倫耀雄、米卓南、麥思穎、毛俊雄、吳嘉熙、魏漢龍、Sahut Anara、施俊康、沈君樂、蘇敬樂、蘇偉森、蘇永新、鄧子俊、湯宇恒、曾家偉、曾永山、謝俊達、徐少瑜、黃協詩、黃浩星、黃文俊、黃文傑、黃文樂、黃卓賢 First Class Honours， 黃德華 First Class Honours， 胡志峰、宏澤君、楊日正、嚴子穎、Computer Science 陳志傑、陳志陽、 陳俊亨、陳曉婷 First Class Honours， 陳浩然、陳家豪、陳家豪、陳嘉怡、陳啟燕、陳君賢、陳子健、陳偉如、陳宇鵬、陳宇彤、曹浩然 First Class Honours， 周錦華、陳品、鄭浩天、鄭龍健、鄭永陽、卓少儀、錢家俊、蔡耀琪、周家輝、周子旭、周仁傑、朱智星、朱海威、鐘俊祥、鐘耀倫、趙希文、范樂恒 First Class Honours， 何卓希、何家強、何國寶、韓詠文、謝文義、簡柏浩、高敏俊、江俊熙、江子軒、江玉恆、關偉豪、林志欽、林富倫、林曉良、林國謙、林勝浩、劉景雲、劉柏廷、劉詠欣、劉耀聰、羅養一、李卓燕、李海智、李月梅、 梁展邦 First Class Honours， 梁偉文 First Class Honours， Leviero， 李浩陽，李家輝，李家穎，李國偉，Lee Andrew First Class Honours， 連永浩，連永浩 First Class Honours， 盧瑞光，盧裕明，呂志樂，龍田亮，馬文聰，麥以婷，文子穎，吳卓林，吳松賢，吳藝星，顏迪琪，柯家榮，薄印婷，潘志恒，Prospero Albert Eddy First Class Honours， Rahul Rahman Sadish First Class Honours， 岑海怡，單文浩，蕭華照，蘇國仲，司徒世傑 First Class Honours， 戴萬成，戴思博，譚俊浩，譚君豪，鄧嘉琪，鄧遠發，陶程聰，杜文軒，謝俊明，謝建峰，董天樂，黃卓熙，黃家洲，黃家慈，黃家俊，黃家偉，黃傑，楊敏華，楊偉雄， 葉康業 First Class Honours， 葉文傑、葉成俊、姚義成、余清貴、余佩華、阮浩章、翁楚富、朱蕭宇、Sia Hamza、Computer Science Information Engineering 周仲銘、Electronic Engineering Ahmed Subir、歐連瑜、陳澤君、陳展陽、陳正賢、陳向貴、陳鴻贊、陳朗、陳明俊、陳善恒、陳子浩、陳偉傑 First Class Honours， 陳曉燕、陳耀斌、陳旭亮、周銘樂 First Class Honours， 陳仁 First Class Honours， 鄭志文、鄭浩天、鄭文俊、鄭文義、張浩佳、張庭朗、趙宇輝、蔡尚惠、莊子植、朱俊傑 First Class Honours， 朱國華、秦文龍、鍾天卓、范志健、范藝基 First Class Honours， 霍振豪、傅家信、何敏華、何百明、何子維、韓思陽、黃之玉、許啟賢 Benjamin、陳康恩、 Kabu William, Kartika, Khan Sharia, Gong Mingyan, Gok Zhenhao, Gong Haojun, Kong Gaming, First Class Honours. Lai Kỳ Wood, Lai Quốc耀,黎思琪、黎善琪、林浩朗、林傑東、林信波、劉志峰、劉福昌、劉家良、李志龍、李富成、梁志琪、梁家俊、李嘉倫、李嘉琪、李建俊、李坤宇、李明偉 First Class Honours， 李妙嘉、李佩蘭、李子清、李翔 First Class Honours， 李耀文、羅曉東、盧家橋、雷海倫 First Class Honours， 麥直賢、文樂天、文海雅、文家亨、莫子輝、莫永山、彭勝堯、Rama Subramanian Akshay， 邵子陽、石偉文 First Class Honours， Siddiq Fahad Bin， 彭家俊、蘇浩榮、蘇文匯、蘇天正、蘇永霞、戴翠婷、譚家偉、鄧啟文、杜偉俊、曾令強、 崔浩然、黃如峰 First Class Honours, Weedy Andrews First Class Honours, 黃俊陽、黃海澤、黃海樂、黃鴻發、黃嘉敏、黃嘉瑜、黃國浩、黃德熙、黃子新、黃永聰、胡鑑林 First Class Honours, 許樹 First Class Honours, 殷啟健、殷善儀、游祖信、邱啟昌、邱柏賢、楊天南、嚴佩科、余宗謙、袁卓豪、袁嘉誠、趙麗瑤 First Class Honours, Electronic Engineering, Information and Communication Engineering, 梁希彤、李可琪、彭漢輝、Sedaya Uriel Juro, Industrial Engineering and Engineering Management, Agustino Ade,陳詠儀、馮偉君、徐江婷、景東二 First Class Honours, 李志成、梁樂敏、梁華、毛家瑞、吳俊龍、伍思橋、伍恩橋、唐子軒、徐庭君、Logistic Management and Engineering, 歐陽善彤、陳卓康、陳植君、陳祖希、陳愛婷、陳善文、 陳宇光 First Class Honours 周興龍、鄭啟賢、張權耀、張坤耀、張佩林、程偉健、馮典琪、何俊熙、何欣彤、許劍怡、關澤林、賴 Ricky、黎子輝、藍文基 First Class Honours 劉卓添、羅嘉熙、李潔玲、梁小豪、李志健、李真彩、李振鵬、李健雄、廖俊琪、廖啟聰、吳家穎、吳錫歡、聶小夢 First Class Honours 彭詠詩、畢嘉欣、蕭偉昌、蕭嘉瑜 First Class Honours 冼浩然、蘇仲傑 First Class Honours 蘇樂生、譚子陽、譚旭燕、曾鴻升、黃建雄、黃傲熙、黃善儀、黃善儀、黃子俊、楊偉樂、Mechanical Engineering 歐嘉琪、Borges Dylan Duncan Kyle、 陳嘉熙、陳家達 First Class Honours、陳建生、陳國正、陳美珊、陳偉晴 First Class Honours、陳耀偉、鄭仲玲、Chattopadhyay Ravin Suraj Kumar、鄭曉陽、鄭國希、鄭燕琪 First Class Honours、張漢倫、張啟源、張容山、程俊雄、蔡志祥、莊朗賢、周漢峰、周文橋、周佩君、朱家軍、朱日軒、鐘楚曦、鐘建立、鐘淑儀、霍嘉倫、馮俊龍、馮日騰、Gale Muhammad Saad、何子森、何裕在、韓奕豪、黃宇、許志軒、許信宏、洪寶山、龔俊傑、關啟聰、郭俊輝、郭燦陽、黎振熙、黎曉健、林俊超、林海濱、林家豪、林啟康 First Class Honours、林邦信 First Class Honours、林成峰、林少武、劉子成、劉永恆、劉旭新、 羅子欣、Lee Andrew Graham、李浩東、李嘉瑩、李文軒、李志信、李海宏、凌敏琪、Leandro Henry, First Class Honours. 盧俊豪、羅德天、呂文迪、雷日晴、陸素芬、麥兆輝、莫海婷、吳俊廷、吳冠宏、吳文勇、柯永傑、白家樂、彭子端、Pham Sun Sun, First Class Honours. 錢志軍、石毅俊、戴國偉、譚仲天、鄧漢軍、譚益龍、丁偉林、杜俊康、唐家俊、曾子健、謝俊生、曹瑞特、温文希、温兆元、王天宇、黃俊豪、黃希陽、黃丹婷、黃子琪、鄔俊文、胡少康、姚琪斯、楊恒朗、楊朗琪、葉蔚藍、 余永庭、袁仲培、朱陽行、
Mr.
Will the
Chairman,
candidates for the degree of the Bachelor of Engineering please rise?
Mr. Chairman, I request that you admit to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering those candidates here present and to admit in absentia those other candidates eligible for admission.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit these candidates to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering.
Will the candidates of the degree of Bachelor of Engineering please rise? Ms. Lee Jiaying Michelle, recipient of the Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering, will present the graduates to address the congregation.
Distinguished guests, professors, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, congratulations, class of 2015. We made it. Let's backtrack to 3 to 4 years ago. Before entering university, were you focused on Choi GPA and getting good grades? Or did you want to take it easy? Or were you expecting to meet people of the opposite gender, but gave up because you're in engineering? I would like to confess, on behalf of all of you, that we only deep lie and are seen studying in the library before an exam. The worst part was when you see the amazing sunrise at UST and realize that you still have no idea what you're studying about. Samlam GG. However, we all know that there's always this one person who participated in everything, but still managed to get good grades. Don't we all hate them? By the way, if no one comes to your mind, that person is you. Nevertheless, we should learn from this person on how to manage our time effectively and be productive, especially with deadlines. I believe that education has a formative effect on our thoughts and character. At UST, every second we spend on learning, and every minute we spend on creating memories with friends, are what made us who we are today. People are characterized by their efforts and their aspirations. So do not limit yourself. Do not stop doing the things you love. Try something new and make every day count. On behalf of the graduating class, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to our professors for lifelong lessons, university staff for making our university lives fruitful, parents who has given us full support, but most importantly, I'd like to thank the internet, especially Google and Wikipedia, for making studying so much easier. We do not stop learning after graduation. This is just the beginning. I'm sure that we will all graduate as a better person who reciprocates to society with the skills and knowledge that we have acquired here at HKUST. Until we meet again, I wish you all good luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.
The Michael G. Gale Medal for Distinguished Teaching will now be presented by the President. This year's recipient is Professor Kam Tim Wu.
The Michael G. Gale Medal for Distinguished Teaching was established by the University Council in 1994 to commemorate the distinguished service of founding council member, Mr. Michael G. Gale. It is awarded to the faculty member who best exemplifies the continued pursuit of excellence, devotion to teaching, and the ability to inspire and motivate others. This year, the university is very pleased to present the Michael G. Gale Medal for Distinguished Teaching to Professor Tim of the Department of Electronic and Computer Engineering. Professor Wu received his PhD from Hkust, one of our alumni, in 2005 and is currently Associate Professor of Engineering Education. His research focuses on engineering education, data clustering, automatic modulation recognition, and automatic control. Since he joined the university, Professor Wu has been a strong advocate of engineering education. He has adopted an inquiry-based approach, placing students at the center of learning, encouraging them to explore the world and to be proactive in solving problems. An innovator, Professor Wu introduces many in-course project work as well as final year projects to foster student development. These courses require extra efforts to meet individual needs, but he believes that this is fully worthwhile to enhance the students' learning experience. Professor Wu has established a very successful program for experiential learning through robotics competition, nurturing a unique Hkust robotics team composed of students from culturally and academically diverse backgrounds. Since 2007, students under his supervision have won more than 130 prizes and awards in competitions. An active figure to share his experience, Professor Wu is always eager to engage his colleagues in both formal and informal settings, seeking to motivate younger faculty members to tap into their innovative spirit on experiential learning across disciplines. Recently, Professor Wu has opened up new community service opportunities for students and colleagues through the development of advanced application to assist the hearing impaired and partially sighted. This service has been a vehicle for student achievement in a range of critical career-relevant skills. He is also the founding director of the Center for Global and Community Engagement of the School of Engineering. The breadth of Professor Wu's contribution has been complemented by the high quality of his performance in all aspects of his work. He has won the School of Engineering's Teaching Excellence Appreciation Award, and most recently, the 2015 UGC Teaching Award, which was launched by the UGC in recognition of outstanding academics in the UGC-funded institutions. Only 2 or 3 awards are made each year. For his passion, dedication, and ability to create an innovative learning environment in which students can thrive and achieve their education goals, Professor Tim is a worthy recipient of the Michael G. Gale Medal, which recognizes, celebrates, and rewards distinguished teaching, excellent service, and selfless commitment. Thank you.
The President's Cup will now be presented by the President. The citation will be read by the Executive Vice President and Provost, Professor Wei Shi.
As a young, dynamic, and international university, the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology has achieved excellence in education and research. To further enhance students' experience in learning and to encourage creativity, the President's Cup was launched in 2002 as an annual event for undergraduate students to compete for the award based on outstanding achievements in research and innovation. There are 3 classes of awards, including President's Cup, winner, Gold Award, and a Silver Award. The 28 participating teams this year went through a rigorous selection process, culminating in the final competition with winners chosen by the selection committee of the university. We are pleased to present the President's Cup, the Gold Award, and the Silver Award today.
The Silver Award goes to Ms. Tang Haoning, who is unable to join us today. The Gold Award will be presented to the team of Ms. Liu Xingzu, Ms. Duan Yangyang, Mr. Liu Yuchen, Mr. Chen Ziyu, Mr. Gao Yisuan, Mr. Cui Yunpeng, and Ms. Li Mengren. Ms. Liu and Ms. Duan will represent the team to receive the award. The President's Cup would be presented to the team of Mr. Liviero and Mr. Andrianto Lai.
I declare this congregation closed.